Hello everybody. Thanks for joining me here on my YouTube channel. I just installed this RV airflow system inside my air conditioning unit in the plenum. I did some research on this. I was going to create something myself to increase the efficiency of my air conditioning unit, and then ran across this and saw a few people talking about it and installing them in there, so I thought I'd give it a try. So I installed it in here, and before I installed it, I did some flow tests here, decibel tests, and then after I put it in, I did the tests again. I've checked it on all my vents. There's 6 vents in this trailer, and the decibels, I checked it from 2 feet away and 8 feet away. So you'll see in the end, you'll see the results that I came up with. This exceeded my expectations of what it could do. They're saying you can get around 40% increase in airflow, which I exceeded that, which I'm very happy with. These can be pretty pricey, but I talked with Art Miller, and he said for each different air conditioning unit that's out there, it takes a lot of money and time to develop the unit to fit each one that they make, and then make the mold to make it. So they have a lot of money invested in it. So all in all, I think for the price, you'll see the price on their website. It's worth it from what this puts out with the airflow. I recorded all my information on the airflows and decibels, and I put it on this spreadsheet, which I'll go over with you at the end. And installation instructions for this, really simple, direct. It tells you what to do. So you'll I think you'll be very, very impressed, like I am with this. Also, Art Miller, he supplied a promo code, so you can get 15% off this when you go and purchase and check out in their checkout online. And you just enter in the travel trailer guy, one word, 15. So that's a travel trailer guy 15, and you'll receive 15% off this purchase. So let's get this video going here, and you'll see what I did and how everything turned out. I think you'll be very impressed. Hi everybody. We have a Rockwood mini light trailer, and over this last summer we camped in some high temperature areas, which in California is 105 degrees, something like that. And our air conditioner, it's a Colman, and it couldn't keep up cooling down our trailer. So I was thinking of ways I could go about making the air conditioning system more efficient. So I started researching online, and I saw people making modifications to their plenum and the air conditioner, below the air conditioner inside the trailer, which I'll show you in a little bit. And then I ran across this RV airflow systems setup that they have, companies come out with, and they've been using them in, I talked to the owner, Art Miller, and he said they've been using them at the factory, installing them at all Grand Designs, KZ RVs, and some new Rockwood Flagstaff RVs starting in this month. This is October 2021. So they just came out with this one probably a month or so ago that'll fit in this trailer, because this plenum in this trailer is smaller than other trailers like the Grand Design and some other ones that are out there. So this one is it's built very well. You can see, I'll show you everything when I'm putting it together. The air will flow down here, go here, break out, and go out the side here into the ducts. And this will be right here. Or not, sorry, it'll be like that. So it'll send the air in the ducts more efficient. Right now, the air just comes down and shoots straight into the flat box and then makes its way out. So this way is a lot more efficient. So RV Airflow Systems is reporting an average increase in airflow of 40% and an average drop in decibels because it quiets things down, because your air is blowing down here. So it's going to quiet things down. It's going to have to go through all this foam here to get the sound through by 3 decibels, which is a considerable amount. So in the video, I'm going to do a few things. I want to make sure this works, it's efficient. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check before I do work on this. I'm going to check here with the anemometer the airflow and temperature that's coming out of the air conditioner. And then I'm going to check with this a sound level meter to detect the decibels that it's putting out, so we could see what we have before and after I do the work. So it comes with this, and the detailed instructions on how to install this. It's really easy. Since I'm recording this, it's going to take me a lot longer, but I think it'll be very helpful to people. So I'm hoping for a good outcome. I don't know what it's going to be, and I might be surprised at how good it is or if it's not so good. So you're going to have to stick around to watch me do this and see what happens. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Just looking at some of my vents here. I've taken one down, and I want to make sure everything's nice and clear in it before I do my test, so nothing's being blocked by any styrofoam or anything that could be up in the ceiling. So let's go ahead and pull a couple of these off and take a look. So these are the vents I have. So to get them down, I just got this hook here, and there's a spot here, a little tab. There's like 3 of them, and I don't think I could do this with one hand, but I got to kind of pull it away and pull this down at the same time, the vent, and it'll come out. So I'll show you what it looks like when it's out. Here it is removed. You can see the 3 clips I was talking about. There's 3 on each side. So once you unclip the one side, it pulls down out of the way. And then inside here, I'm gonna widen this up. You can see here where they shot foam ball in here. What I'm gonna do is trim this all back nice and clean so that the air isn't just hitting it and causing a lot of turbulence in here. It's able to just come down instead of hitting this and bouncing off everywhere. So I'm going to clean that up, make sure everything's clear up in here, my ducting, and I'm going to do the same with all these vents. I'm going to clean them all out. There's 6 in total in this trailer. This trailer is a 26-foot trailer, but the body is about 23 feet. And so I'm going to make sure I got these all cleaned up. So on this one, the air here, when these are shut, the air will flow. Half of it flows, the air flows to this side here, to 3 vents. And then the air flows to these 3 vents here on that side. So it's split in half the same. And the filters are here on this side and this side. So this is the system right here. I'm gonna get ready to do some tests on this, and we'll go through that together. These trimmed up nicely. I just used this hacksaw blade and trimmed around here. Went really easy. Wasn't even really messy. So I just got a little bit to clean up here, but that's it. And I found that it was just on the ends here where I needed to cut the foam out. on the two ends. The middle ones were plenty clear, so there's nothing here. With these vent covers off, it's a good time to go up here and take a look. Make sure there's no obstructions down the ducting here, which I don't see anything. Let's look the other way. So there's nothing down there. So I'm looking all of the vents to make sure there's nothing blocking the ducting anywhere. I've got all the vent covers back on, and I want to show you something here on this AC unit. You can kind of see the dirt on the fins there, and then in the screen you can see that air is being drawn out of just this small portion here, probably a third of it, into the return air for the air conditioning unit, and it's not really drawn through the other half of it. So when I pull this apart, I'll be showing you why this is happening and how this new unit that I'm putting in is going to eliminate that. So before I perform my tests for the airflows and temperatures and everything, I'm going to take and clean these up so I have the best test I can. I cleaned up all the filters on here, washed them out, and blew them out with the air hose. They're nice and clean. So now let's go to the next part of the process of checking the sound levels to see what the decibels are with this sound level meter. I'm checking the decibels, and I'm 8 feet away from the AC unit to the microphone, and I locked it in here at my lowest recording is 55.3 decibels. At 2 feet away, right underneath the unit, is locked in at 63.7 decibels. Now it's time to start checking the flows through each one of these vents with the anemometer. I purchased this, and it's just this unit here. I made this as a bell reducer for ABS pipe. This is 3-inch and 4-inch. The 4-inch fits right over that. You can see in there the fan has a little fan that goes the direction. Here is the arrow, so the air will come through, move that fan, and it'll record the flows what they are. So what I'll do is I'll just place it on there, turn it on. I'll wait roughly 10 seconds or so. Then I press another button which records everything. It locks it in. And what I'll be recording is the meters per second, feet per minute, and miles per hour. So I think that'll give me some good numbers. I've seen some people test the airflows here by removing this vent and leaving all the other ones in place, and then checking it, and then putting this back on, then checking another one with it off, and then putting it back on. But I think what would happen is it would skew your flows, so you wouldn't be able to get exact flow rates here. So I'm checking the flows here before I make modifications and install the RV airflow system, and then I'm going to go around and I'm going to check them again after to see how much it's improved for each vent. So let's get testing these out. Let's go ahead and take all this down so we can start working on this. Now that all the testing's been done, on the airflows prior to taking it down. And just so you know, before I started the flow test, these screens were nice and clean, so they're all cleaned up. So when we put the new unit in, we'll clean it again. So we got this. It says remove these screws. Pull this down, and I'll set it to the side. We'll keep those screws for later use. So we're taking this out here, and this won't be reinstalled because I'll show you why in a minute. So right now, I'm just going to set this up so you can see it. Right now, the intake is only right here. Air coming in here and here. That's why you saw those filters plugging up just in this area, because it's not drawing the air over here. With the new system, it should draw more out of here. So you only have this area and this area. Then the blower is here. So it's blowing down. And this, right now, it just blows down straight in here, and then it hits the bottom and shoots out the sides. So, and the air isn't flowing like it should, making a nice turn into these here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this here. It's just a divider. It'll be taken out and left out like that. Won't be needed anymore. And then I'm going to go ahead and clean all this area up here, clean this foam here, because my new unit's going to slide right in place in here. So I'm going to clean all this area up. Let me grab the camera and show you around here what it looks like before I do the work. Here's what it looks like right now. I'm going to clean some of this foam up here, just so air can flow easier. And then you can kind of see here, let me focus out a little bit so you can see. This will just set up in there. These here will line up with the ducts up there. These will go in place here. So I'm going to get this area all cleaned up and then come back to start installing this. Before I clean this area up, I got to take these screws out. These hold the air conditioner in place on the roof. But I'm going to need this bracket down and out of my way. Those are long screws, aren't they? Or bolts, whatever you want to call them. So with these bolts removed, the air conditioning unit could just be taken off the roof if you wanted after you disconnect all the wires. So if you have to move the air conditioner around a little bit up above, now's the time to do it. I might have to move it slightly in order for these holes to line up for these bolts, but I don't think so. So these are all out. So now I can go ahead and clean everything up, because I had to have this out in order to put this in anyway. So that'll work. I have this area cleaned up. So something else I wanted to point out here was before, the air would just blow down here, like I said before, into this box, and then it would bounce around in here and then go out the ducts. Well, every time you don't have a smooth area like this, the air will go trap, and it'll kind of, the airflow won't be really good if you don't have smooth surfaces like this. It's really rough. Same with the return air. It's gonna be pulling up and catching on edges like this all the way around. Also, I had kind of a rattle in my air conditioner, and I checked this out. See how this moves around? Well, there's these wing nuts right here. I'm going to tighten these up on both sides, and it should hold it in place tighter. There's 2 wing nuts. So if you got a rattle up in there, might want to check it out. So that's a little better. I'm going to tighten these up really tight. That's pretty tight. So something else to keep an eye on. I have all the wires zip tied up in place here. And then I noticed here, over here, where this the duct piece goes in, there was a gap here. And there's a foam pad that goes behind this all the way around to make a nice seal. And so I needed something here, so I did 3/4 inch pine by 1 1/8, and it fit right in here. And I epoxied it in place. I probably could have put a piece of tape here, but I wanted a nice tight fit to go across here, and I didn't want to chance it. And that was easy to do. So I'm not sure if other Rockwoods are going to be like that or not. They should have actually built this so it was over farther. So I'm going to go ahead and start taping this up. Here's the tape I'm using. I'll put all the products I use in the description below the YouTube video. I got this all taped off nice. Nice smooth areas. This area didn't matter so much, but I thought I'd make it nice. I made the transitions here nice into the ducting, going around. Like I said, zip tied that. Nice smooth edges. And this did really nice here. Cleaned it up with the tape, and I didn't use all the tape, so I have a lot left. I think it was a 25-foot roll, and there's half left or so. So let's work on these flanges right now that'll go in place here. This flange is called a duct insert. So it says right here, figure 3. It says put the yellow side down like that. And then I'm going to wrap it around. There's adhesive on the yellow side. I'm going to peel off the paper and then stick it down and around on both of these, just like this. I have one done here, so I'm going to cut off the excess here on each side with scissors. I ran into a little problem here. It's not the fault of RV airflow systems. It's actually the opening for this air duct here. This part here that goes in, I had to make a couple pieces here. This is a 3/8 of an inch and 1/4 inch. I cut some strips out of a 2x4, and they're set in place. I'm going to tape them in place, and you can see I did this side right here. It's all done. You can see the piece here that's 3/8 and 1/4 up here, so that it fits nice against the seal. If I didn't have those there, it wouldn't seal properly. So I had to put those in place because the opening here was the wrong size for this here. So I'm going to stick these in place after I tape up the other side. So they're all done. Not a big deal. It's pretty easy to do. Not a problem. I have a 2017, so it's possible that some of the newer models, the openings are just the right size, but so you shouldn't have to do a modification there. But I did on mine. It was not a big deal, and it's all done. So now I'm going to put the duct inserts in place and show you what it looks like when they're in. To put these in place, you just peel back the white paper to expose adhesive on there. When you got it in, just push it in tight and you'll see this black here. That means that you got a nice tight seal against it, and the seal is sticking to the duct insert and it's sticking to the back here. Let's look at this RV airflow system unit here for this trailer. I know we looked at it earlier, but I just want to let you know for this, we have a 2017 Rockwood Mini Light 2504S. It's got a shallow plenum. They call it M3, shallow plenum M3. So you'll be able to go on their site, and it tells you how to measure your plenum to see what one will fit. But if you have a shallow pan and it's a Rockwood, this will fit it. So on this one here, I'm just going to run over some measurements. This is 13 3/4 by 9 inches by 13 3/4 long, and then it is 4 inches high. So we'll go ahead and slide this in place. When this goes up, those duct inserts will be pushing on here. So we're going to have to kind of rock it in and push over to one side and work the other one in. They said what you can do is cut this instruction sheet in half and put it here, and then when you slide it in, you can go ahead and slide this up in place, and then pull your instruction sheet out, so it'll act as a guide to work it in to the plenum itself. So let's get over there and slide this in place and see how it goes. Okay, let's see if we can get this in here easily. So you can see here, it's going to be kind of a tight fit, but I think we can get it to work. I'm going to push over this way to get it over, push that over, push it in. It looks like it's going to go. We got lucky. Push in place, and then I'm going to move around so I can get the bolts in there so you can see what I got. So I'm going to move my camera. So to get these bolts in, you're going to have to feel your way in place. That one works there. And that one goes in easily there. I'm going to take them out because I have to put this other piece in here. I could use another arm here. Once I get it started, it'll be okay. I'm going to get this up there a little bit to hold it. like that. I don't want to make them too tight yet, so just enough to hold it up, and I can move it around slightly if I have to. Okay, these should go in a lot easier. I'm not having to guess where they go. So I'll go around and tighten those up a little better. But this fitted pretty well. So I'm just going to go ahead and snug them, go and work my way around. You're supposed to torque them, or you can tighten them up just so this foam, what is it called, spacer here between the unit on the roof and the roof here gets a good seal and tight, but not really tight. So I think it's 20 to 30 foot-pounds that you tighten these down. You don't want to go too tight or it could snap them off or crush your roof. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten these all up and get back to you here. I've got all these snugged up tight, and I kind of watch the foam insert here for the seal compress just slightly. And I felt it here, and I have a 5/16 socket. I just went around, I went corner to corner and tighten these up. So I'm going to keep an eye on this. I want to make sure nothing leaks. It looks like it's pretty tight. I might go up on the roof later and just take a look at that foam gasket in there and take a look and make sure it's all smashed down to seal it, because I don't want any water coming in here and doing any damage to the trailer. So I'm going to start putting this back together in a second, and I want to show you a few things before I do. So normally this would go here if you're reinstalling it, but with this unit here, you don't need to use it anymore. So you just take it out and put it to the side, throw it away, whatever you want. That's what I'm going to do. And then these now you won't be able to use these dump outlets anymore. So I've taped them up. I've used the tape that I've used for a long time. I really like it. I like it better than duct tape. It sticks better. It comes off easier. It doesn't leave a lot of residue on like duct tape does. So I'm going to tape off the other side here before I put this back on. And then this here, this thing was the divider that was up in here. You don't need it anymore because this acts as a divider. It's all sealed up. So I'm going to go ahead and tape that other side, and then I'll be right back. I've got all these vents taped up so nobody will open them up and they won't leak any air out, and it'll be more efficient. I'm going to go ahead and screw this up in place like that, and then I'm going to go ahead after I do that, and then I'll come in close and show you how much better it is for the filter to be used with this, and how much more efficient that will be. I have this cover screwed on. So remember before how this filter was only using a small section to filter air to get into here to the return? Well, now there's a lot more space here for the air to utilize more of the filter to draw air in here, so to become more efficient. So it's becoming more efficient being able to draw the air up easily into the return, and then to the exhaust side, it's blowing down, and then it's going right into the duct in a smooth fashion. So, and all this insulation here should make this thing quieter. So we'll see how much quieter it is when we do our test. So I'm going to get the filters back on here. I'm happy to say this is all installed. Everything is buttoned up. So let's do some sound tests on this and also some airflow tests, and then we'll get all the results together and before and after, and I'll go over them with you. Now that everything's in place, let's check the decibels. I've placed this decibel sound meter the same distance I was before when we checked it. I've locked it in at 52.9 decibels from the air conditioning unit. Now let's take and move this all forward so we're right under it and we're 2 feet away from the air conditioning unit like we were before in the first test. So for the back, I have it locked in at 61.2 decibels. So at the end, let's take a look at the different readings on everything and also the airflows and see how well we did. Now that we have the RV flow system in, let's go ahead and go around and check the airflows through each vent. So when I was doing these flow meter tests here, I noticed that the airflow was coming out of the end vents a little more than this center vent. Probably because the air is going this way and it's just shooting by here, going out there. It's pressurizing and sending a little bit out here. So I thought I'll try something. I removed this here, and then inside in the duct, I took a foam ball, cut it in half, and I just stuck this up in there and then put this back on. And when this was stuck up in there, there was probably a distance in the ducting about like that far from the top of this vent fins here. And then I ran the test, and it actually made the airflow worse here. It didn't really affect the ends, but it affected this and decreased the flow. So I aborted that, and I think I'm fine with this the way it is, but if I wanted, I could probably close down the vent a little bit on the ends to send more air out of here. So just wanted to share that with you. Try this foam ball. If anybody has any ideas how to maybe send more air out here but not really affect the other vents to get them all the same, feel free to share. Now that the RV airflow system's been installed, I have it running, I can feel the air being drawn in the filters from both sides. It's a big difference rather than just the front portion like it was before. And before is allowing it just to plug up in this area with dust. Now it would be spread out over a larger area, so I should make this a lot more efficient this way. They sell other filters for these that I'll put in the description below, where they're disposable filters if you want those. Some people use them, but I don't have them. I might switch to those later, but I'll put them in the description below. As for sound, it sounds better. It's just a different type of noise. It's more of a, instead of rah, it's more of just a constant, like a white noise that you'd hear. So it has quieted it down. So all in all, I'm really happy with this. Out of the vents, I feel the air blowing out a lot more. I'm not sure, I haven't tallied all my numbers yet, but it seems like it's putting out a significantly amount of air, increased amount of air through the vents. So we'll see. I think I'm going to be surprised in what the numbers are. So I've taken before and after, and now I'm going to tally them up, and then I'll go over the numbers with you, and we'll see if this thing is worth it or not. So let's take a look at the numbers here. So let's go over the airflow efficiency first. And so I have the 6 vents. So you can see 6 vents. So I read it in meters per second, feet per minute, miles per hour. So let's start off with the left front vent. So before I had a 4.2. After I installed the RV airflow, 6.5. That's a difference of 2.3 and an increase of airflow of 54.76. The right front vent was 4.2 before, RV airflow 6.4, difference 2.2. That's an increase of 52.38. Left center before is 3.5, RV airflow 5.3, difference of 1.8. That's an increase of 51.43. The right center before 3.8, RV airflow 5.7, difference of 1.9. That's an increase of 50%. The left rear AC vent before 4.1, RV airflow 6.3, difference of 2.2, increase of 53.66. Right rear before 4.2, RV airflow 6.5, difference of 2.3, increase of 54.76. So overall average increase is 52.83. So that's a lot more than I thought I would get. I thought I'd get maybe 40% out of it. I was really shocked to see this number here. And I must say that the airflow flowing through the vents is a lot more than it was before. And also the intake side where the filters are, you can feel the air drawing up into the filter for the intake a lot more than it was before. And so those filters are going to be utilized a lot better because of the overall space that it's drawing through instead of just a small portion of it. The airflow, since it's flowing, over 50% more, you can feel the air moving in the trailer a lot quicker. So there's going to be a turnover of air in the trailer, just cooling and cooling and cooling. So I think it's going to be able to keep up in the higher temperatures and cool the trailer down to make it more comfortable. So what I'll do is in the summer months, I'll keep an eye on this, see how well it works and how well it cools down the trailer and keeps it maintained in coolness. And then I'll do a follow-up video on this and let you know how it's been going. So if I hadn't been installing this in the trailer filming, I probably could have done everything I did in 2 hours. I'm pretty sure I'd feel confident 2 hours, so it might take people less or more time than me, but that's what it took, doing all the little modifications I had to do to the ducting and cleaning them up and everything like that. So the AC unit, I noticed, is a lot quieter than it was before. It's less of a rumbling sound, and it's more like a white noise sound now, which is a little easier to listen to than what it was before. Let's go over the decibels right now real quick. 8 feet from the AC unit, I had decibels before of 55.3, and then now it's decreased with the RV airflow to 52.9. That's a decrease of 2.4. So that's pretty nice decrease in it. And then I got here at 2 feet from the AC unit before is 63.7. After RV airflow, 61.2, and that's the decrease of 2.5. That's a pretty good amount of a decrease for decibels. So I'm real happy with that. I would like to say that I want to thank Art Miller for providing this 15% discount promo code that you can use if you go to purchase this unit. So when you go and do it and you got everything in your cart and you go to checkout, you just enter the Travel Trailer Guy 15, and that'll give you a 15% discount. Just so you know too, I am not receiving any money from this 15% discount promo code. So I want to make that clear. I want to thank Art Miller for offering that up to put that out there. And then you can call RV Airflow Systems anytime, or visit their website or email them. So I recommend that if you go on their website, look through them, you might get confused with what one you want to pick out. Before you order it, contact RV Airflow and talk to them and confirm what you have, and they'll help you out figuring out what you need. I don't know, I've had some people I've seen ask about if this RV Airflow makes one for 3 ducts, so out the sides and out the back, but I'm not sure. So you're going to need to contact them if you have one of those types of plenums where the air is being sent out 3 different ways. So go ahead and contact them for that. And feel free to look around their website and different things, and you'll see different videos for installs and how to install it, instructions. So that would be helpful to you. One big thing here to know is installing this won't void your warranty on your air conditioner like I was thinking it might avoid it, but it won't, because it improves it. And they're actually installing them at the factory. It's on several air conditioning units on RVs. So in the future, I hope that more of them get them, and they're installed prior to purchasing your RV. So thanks for watching this, everybody. I sure appreciate it. I've learned a lot from this. This is real exciting what happened here. It's a lot better than I thought. I could have made a unit, something myself out of styrofoam or something, but it wouldn't be near as good as what I've got here for numbers. It would have been a lot less. So that wasn't even worth the thought, even doing that after seeing these numbers and what this unit can do. So if you like this video and want to see more, please hit subscribe and the bell icon to see future videos. You'll get notifications of that. Hit the like button if you like. Share this video. I appreciate it, just to show it around. I want to just get the word out on this, that this does work. And this is in my top modifications I've done. I've done several, and you can see in my videos all the modifications I've done. And I think this one was well worth it, because no one likes to be out in the heat cooking, especially when you're inside a trailer. So also feel free to comment. Let me know, in the comment section in this YouTube video, if you've got the same system and if you like it or dislike it, and if you have any questions or any comments you want to share, I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as I can. So, and then other people can read your comments too, and learn from this. This is one big learning experience for all of us. So thanks for watching, everybody. Happy camping and take care.